There is nothing I wrote in my book that was fabricated. Dele Farotimi speaks about his book titled Nigeria and Its Criminal Justice System. And we know that this is the book that made Afe Babalola to arrest him and to put defamation charges on him. And he was kept in the prison custody for weeks until he regained freedom back to his house on the 24th of December 2024. So Dele now is coming out to say that there is nothing in that book that he fabricated, meaning even the charges that are putting on him, he will have evidences. That is what I think. So, but again, let's get into the details to hear more from Dele Farotimi himself and see if he has any defense to offer. Lawyer and human rights activist Mr. Dele Farotimi said everything he wrote in his controversial book, Nigeria and Its Criminal Justice System, is the truth. He stated this yesterday after his release from the correctional center in Ekiti State, having perfected the bail conditions the court granted him. Recall that the lawyer, cum activist, was granted bail by a magistrate court in Ado-Ekiti in the sum of 30 million naira with two sureties, one of whom must be a property owner in Ekiti State. So the court also ordered him to hand in his passport and barred him from granting media interviews once released. However, addressing journalists after his release from prison, Farotimi said whatever he said about everyone or institution in the 116-page book is irrefutable. And they say one of the big conditions is that he should not grant press interview or talk to anybody. But now he's already violating that release, that condition of bail. Now, wow. So it is not ever an easy journey when you are fighting evil. But some years back, before I started this work, God told me that the truth is enough. It is the only weapon with which you can slay the monster called Nigeria, which is the truth. So in my war against the evil empire that we all live in, I have never lied against anyone. If I don't know, I will say I don't know, he said. Now, wow. The book accuses a senior lawyer and a founder of Afe Babalola University, Ado-Ekiti, Mr. Afe Babalola, of corrupting the Supreme Court justices. Babalola filed a petition alleging defamation. Consequently, the activist was arrested in Lagos on December 3 and ferried to Ekiti State for trial. Now, following the defamation charges, the Inspector General of Police, Mr. Kayode Egbetokun, filed 12 additional charges, including cyberbullying against Farotimi at the Federal High Court in Ekiti on December 6th. So the Federal High Court in Ado-Ekiti, where he was being prosecuted on cybercrime charges, granted Farotimi 50 million naira bail on December 9th. However, he remained in detention until after the Chief Magistrate Court in Ado-Ekiti, where he was being prosecuted on criminal defamation charges, granted him bail of 30 million naira. So what he's saying here is that there's nothing in his book that he fabricated. Whatever he said, it is the truth. And God has told him that to fight this criminal justice system, it is only the truth that can be used to do that. Now, wow, somebody say they want to use police and court to silence you, but don't give up. That is Nigeria for you. That is encouragement somebody is giving to Farotimi here. And also, my brother, you better keep quiet too. You don't have respect for elders. Can you imagine? They are trying to insult him now. Which elders? Elders that their hands are not clean and expect to get the same respect? Some say the court would have equally told him not to eat anything, or better still, have his lips padlocked. He only has limitations to what he says, but can't be made a dumb overnight. Of course, truth without fact will do with who will do with you, or will deal with you. I don't understand what you're saying. Who told this truth without facts? The guy is actually, I'm sure he has facts. Court warn you not to grant interviews or speak about your case in court. which could be deemed prejudicial to the case on ground. So you willfully disrespect the law and also hope to benefit from sin. You must be a joke. Can you imagine? That is somebody that is trying to blame him now for granting press interview or for speaking when he was warned not to speak. And somebody said, then go to court and present your evidence. It is that simple. I'm telling you, a lot of people are just saying a lot of things, but Nigeria, somebody must speak out. You cannot continue to be calm. You cannot continue to be calm. There's another write-up here that says that is the Nigerian legal system proving Farotimi right? It could be, because like I said earlier, what is happening is that all the things that Farotimi wrote in his book have been acted out by the police and the judiciary in his arrest. So is that not enough evidence? That might be enough evidence. That might be enough evidence. So the thing is, I tell you, the police and the judiciary could have unconsciously acted out Farotimi's book, in his favor. And he might use that as well to sort himself out when the time comes. And somebody say we have had reforms in several sectors of our system. Until the people implementing these reforms are reformed in themselves, nothing positively is expected or nothing expected will come true. Exactly. So the truth is about these judiciary reforms that I've been talking about is that no matter how you do reform, until the people implementing the reform themselves are reformed, nothing good is going to come out, and that is true. And somebody could to that say, yes, of course, the system is acting Farotimi's book. Exactly. Just like I said earlier, the system had just acted out Farotimi's book unconsciously, unknown to them. Unknown to them, they have just acted out Farotimi's book. Now, wow. And I'm sure they are beginning to realize that everything that Farotimi wrote in his book has been acted out. And now they're going to be very careful going forward, because everything that has happened to Farotimi in that prison custody, he has documented all of them. And probably that will inform his book again, that he will write again. I'm telling you. But they have unconsciously acted out everything. Quite unfortunate for the system. So thank you for listening, and let's have a comment.